few things on online here to show you as I talked a little about blogs and wikis and how do you use these to do your job more effectively? And you look at sites like this, and this is just a blogger that I know, and he blogged his entire for like a week. He just used public transit in this area, Winter Haven area, which I think is a little north of here, south. I'm not familiar with this area, but he rode the Citrus Connection bus, and he blogged about it day in and day out. And there's multiple pages like this. If your association or organization isn't looking at blogging, this is one reason you have to. Just the active marketing site that we have up now. If you notice, this is from yesterday, or this is from, yesterday. And the person we have doing this isn't a technical person, doesn't have a background in software development or anything like that, but you'll see we have all of the content that you would see on a normal website. You have pictures, that is a dynamic picture site that just goes off the Flickr and it's pulled in, and she can literally update this in real time. Before you're out of the conference, you can potentially see, before you're out of session here, you can potentially see her notes up there on the blog site. Back to my stereotype. This is Bill Marriott's blog, not the Generation Y or Generation X that you would typically see. And I use this example when I talk to some of the senior intelligence clients, and I show them that it doesn't matter if you're a SES and you make $600,000 a year and you haven't had to touch a computer before it does anything for you. Neither does this guy. He's the CEO of Marriott. What he does is he leaves his blog posting every day on his voicemail. His secretary transcribes it and posts it to the blog, but the important thing to note there is it's his voice. It's not people like us going in and ghostwriting work. Here's a MySpace page. Community Transit, and Jana's going to talk a little about this, but it's a MySpace page that brings together social communities and brings together public transportation communities, and they talk about public transit. Do you need a ride? When do you ride the metro? When do you ride the bus? Taking that a different angle, you look, once I get to it, you look at something like a GoLoco site. This is more of a focus on ride sharing, but there's also transportation issues. Connect people that are taking public transportation and make it a social event. It doesn't always have to be people sitting there with their iPhone earbuds in their ear, looking straight ahead, not talking to anyone, or reading their book. You're with a group of people. What better way to be social than to already have that built-in environment? This is an example of a wiki. The San Francisco Muni has a wiki site set up. And you'll see, and I'm not going to do it, but I could go in, click edit, and edit anything on their page. And I know that's terrifying to most of you, especially to your bosses. And it's true. And what you're going to find here is that with a lot of these tools, mistakes are very easily made. It's very easy to go in and change someone else's content. Maybe they don't want their content changed. And it's very easily to mess up, completely mess up formatting. As I think we can all attest to, is that, back to the, it's not technical. I don't have a technical background. I've messed up plenty of formatting on pages. The key thing about all of this social media is that while mistakes are easily made, they're easily correctable as well. So I could edit this and make a mistake. It could be fixed within hours. And Nature magazine did a study on Wikipedia that found that it was just as accurate as Encyclopedia Britannica. They found there were 4 errors apiece in each Britannica and in Wikipedia. That's not really the interesting part. The interesting part is the very next day when they went back and looked at them, all of the errors in Wikipedia were corrected, while Encyclopedia Britannica still had them. And they will still have them until the next version comes out, and who knows when that's going to be. Wanted to talk to you a little about, and some of the questions that I've heard is you guys are familiar, obviously, with blogs and wikis, so I'm not going to get into definitions. But what I want to talk to you about is how they can be used. A blog isn't just what you did on your weekend. I don't care if the guy in the front row here went spelunking over the weekend, but that's not what a blog is, not in the context that I'm talking about. blog can be used as a very powerful direct communication tool with your employees, with your customers, and with your partner agencies. It allows that unfiltered access to the CEO, to the president, to the